Is Avi Sharf, and I'd like to share with you a message that I received personally from one of the greatest rabbis of the previous generation, Rav Yisrael Gosman. Rav Gosman used to come vacation in Moshav Elazar every summer. My father was in charge of the guest house, is in Moshav Elazar. And the second year Rav Gosman came back when I was 8 years old, Rav Gosman brought me and my brother toy guns. I received an M16, a large M16. For me, growing up with parents that grew up in the 60s and the 70s in the United States, this was for me a license to kill from like in the James Bond movies. Something that I never thought I would be able to have, and for me it was the first of many toy guns. But I never understood what the message was behind this toy gun that I received. Many years later, almost 20 years later, I was in Memphis, Tennessee, at the Baron Hirsch Synagogue Shul, and there I met Rav Yisrael Grossman, which was a student of Rav Gosman, because I saw on his wall that he had smicha from Rav Gosman. And I said to him, I have a story that you probably, nobody can really say, that they received a toy gun from Rav Gosman. So he said, do you know why? So I said, no, I never understood why I received the toy gun. He said, during the World War II, his son, Meir, was killed in front of his own eyes, and then he went and strangled the Nazi that killed his son. And after that, he realized that he has to run away from the Nazis, and he joined the partisans. And he moved on and higher in the ranks, and he became the general, the head of the Northern Baltic Front, and he led and used the wisdom that he had in Torah and applied it to the military capabilities, and he brought them to many victories over the Nazis during the war. Later on, he moved to Eretz Yisrael after the war and opened the yeshiva Netzach Yisrael in Jerusalem. One of the people who davened in his synagogue in Jerusalem was Rav Yisrael Oman, the Nobel Prize winner. During the Shlomo Galil War, his son Shlomo was killed in the war. And one of the first people to come the first day of the Shiva was Rav Yisrael Gosman that came to be Menachem Avel. And he said to him the following thing: my son Meir went to greet your son Shlomo in the Olam Haba and is jealous of your son. Your son died in a time of Kiddush Hashem, a time of light, where Am Yisrael is able to protect itself with a weapon. And my son died in the time of one of the darkest Chilul Hashem periods that Am Yisrael ever had. And by this, Rav Grossman said that Rav Gosman tried to tell you that there's a great importance of the Jewish people being able to protect the body of the Jewish people. And by this I understood one of the greatest messages that also Rav Kook states in Orot HaTchiyah, chapter 33. Rav Kook says that when we were in Galus, we remembered that we had a holy soul, but we forgot the Kedusha, the holiness of the body of Israel. Rav Kook wants to emphasize that the Kedusha of the body, of the well-being of the body of the Jewish people, is also part of the holiness. And Rav Gosman, by giving me that gun, made that same point, that same message.